Become a 10 out of 10 male. This specific video is for you gentlemen out there wanting to strive to be the best version of yourself. There's one thing I can absolutely guarantee, and that is any person, despite the disadvantages they are born in life, every single man out of there, every single one of you guys, if you put enough effort, if you invest enough into yourself, you can at least become a 7 or 8 out of 10 male specimen. My name is Julian, and in this video, I'm going to tell you some of the ways that I'm currently applying to become the best version of myself. Don't understand me wrong, I am absolutely nowhere a 10 out of 10 yet. I am just explaining a process of how you guys can essentially, to some degree, get there. If you guys want to be a 10 out of 10 male, there's something you guys have to absolutely understand. Fundamentally speaking, this is a process that is not possible overnight. If you guys believe that suddenly from today to tomorrow you can become the best version of yourself, logically this doesn't make sense, and I can tell you one thing from my experience, it is absolutely not possible. It is a long-term journey, takes longer for others, is shorter for others depending on how much work and effort you literally put into yourself. As mentioned before, it requires a lot of work and effort. You guys literally need to invest the time. You guys have to put your efforts and energy together to literally strive and become the best version of yourself. You guys have to purposely seek discomfort. Remember, men, we are out there in order for you to literally grow, to become a better version of yourself. You have to purposely put yourself in situations where you are uncomfortable. You have to realize that in order for you to grow, you have to undergo pain and suffering, because without failures, without pain, without suffering, it is absolutely not possible, physically speaking, mentally speaking, and even spiritually speaking, for you to grow. Be lonely. So this is something that I have literally started trying this year, and I'm not asking you to eliminate your friends or tell your family, okay, you know what, now I just want to be by myself, like go away from my life. That is absolutely not what I'm explaining right now. What I'm asking, or what I'm at least trying to explain here, that it is absolutely fine to become lonely. Trust me, when you're lonely, when there's literally nobody around you, those are the times where it's literally you and yourself. And that's when crazy thought happens. That's when you literally overthink. That's when suddenly thoughts and processes and contemplations about whatever not comes into your mind. And these are literally the times where you are literally with yourself. And yes, it may be scary. Yes, it may be unpredictable. Yes, you don't know what to do in these times like this, but understand that it is absolutely fine to be lonely. And the underlying principle here, what's literally more important, is to literally become one of yourself, one with yourself. Sorry. It is important for you to realize that you should, number one, accept really who you are. And number two, more importantly, is to really understand who you are as a person, because these are the fundamental steps essentially in the very very beginning in order for you to even realize growth in the first place. Create a powerful circle. So once you have literally aligned yourself internally, once you understood who you are and basically what you want, it is absolutely important for you to create a powerful circle. Now, this can be anything from friends to family to business. If you, for example, have family and there's some family friction within your family that you guys have to sort out, sort that stuff out. Why not? There's literally nothing to lose. You can always sit down with your parents and, voice up, listen, mom and dad, this is what's going on in my life, and I would like to have a powerful support group, or essentially a powerful family or a supportive family, basically, that is behind my back in whatever decision I might do. Because your family, your parents have to realize that not all decisions that you will make throughout this journey will be correct, but at the end of the day, that regardless, that your family should support you unconditionally. For friends and oops, sorry, for friends and I hit the side of the mic. For friends and family, obviously, you have to be a bit more selective. It is obviously very, very important and very effective as a person to attack in a pack. Just like a pack of wolves, you are stronger together, you are weaker when you're alone. So, when it comes to creating or choosing the right friends, especially the right people for business, be absolutely picky. Understand what you want for yourself and be absolutely ruthless and cold. Like, throughout my entire journey, guys, in order for me, you have to be a little bit selfish, but in order for me to literally strive to become the best version of myself, I had to eliminate many, many friends in my life. And it is a process that is absolutely necessary for you, lads. Now, in order for you guys to understand where you're going in order to become the best version of yourself, there are a few key areas that you guys have to look at. Number one, which is absolutely and is a direct marker of who you literally are as a person, is your physical shape. You have to literally be physically fit. You don't need to have the biggest muscles, you don't have to be a bodybuilder, but you should at least be physically fit. Psychologically speaking, you become more confident when you're fit, but also physically speaking, it is absolutely more attractive for women. Mentally, so you have to be mentally strong. As cliche as it sounds, there are a few philosophies that you guys should at least adapt or at least understand. Stoicism is my personal recommendation because I literally research a lot about this philosophy and I read a lot of books about it, and it is basically a framework, a mindset that I have installed for myself, which I believe is the most effective way for me to operate at my highest level. Spiritually, you got to be literally spiritually strong. Yes, I understand you might have a partner, you might have a girlfriend that can help you uplift your spiritual energy and levels, but I personally believe that a spiritual person is someone who doesn't necessarily have to be religious, but should at least understand what it means to be spiritually energetic and spiritually aligned with yourself and your soul. Ambitious over wealth. I like to say this to a lot of women because a lot of people actually don't understand that a woman is literally invested as long as the guy's future is ambitious enough. Even though some guys are not the wealthiest, they're not the richest out there, they don't have the best cars or the best conditions to live at, as long as a man is ambitious enough and knows what he wants, trust me, women will absolutely fall in love with you. And this is absolutely interesting. If there's a specific case example you guys want to look at, just look at Conor McGregor's wife. She's an absolute cliche, an amazing example, an amazing woman, and she was basically a person who rode with Conor McGregor at his very lows. Dominant over aggressiveness. Do not misunderstand the two of them. These are absolutely two very different things. Just because you're a dominant person doesn't mean that you're literally actively aggressive. They're dominant people who are passively aggressive. They're dominant people who don't speak a lot. And they're even dominant people that you actually might not even realize at the first place. So if you're an aggressive person, a lot of smarter gentlemen out there might even realize that you're literally disguising or covering yourself with the underlying sense of insecurity, for example. Cowardice is a vice. Now, I read my Stoicism book today from Russell Russ, and he basically explained that being a coward is a vice. And obviously, guys, we are always out there to strive for virtue. We're always here for the best ethics. So realize that cowardice is a vice. You got to be brave, you got to be courageous, and you got to start trying things you've never been, even though things might be scary, even things might not seem uncomfortable. But cowardice is the ultimate vice, and becoming brave and courage is the ultimate virtue.